Selling face-to-face is the most powerful way to impact people. And selling one-to-many, like from the stage, is the most leveraged way to move people. What happens when you combine those two? You get a seminar, you get a workshop, you get an event. Really what you get is a crowd. You have a lot of people in an environment trying to make a decision and have an impact. Do you make a living selling in a space like that? Living in a seminar space, trade shows, workshops, seminars, right? Any place that the environment is somewhat out of your control? Well, that's good. I got news for you, okay? My name's Jim Padilla, and I'm going to share 7 extremely effective tips that have helped me over the years be able to master the art of making people feel very comfortable and safe in a crowded environment, like it's just the two of you there. Right? Do me a favor, hit that subscribe button and give that like button a little bit of love so that we can keep sharing information with you. Right? Now let's dive into this here. Okay? Know your archetypes. Right? That's step number 1. Understand the types of people that you're dealing with. There are a number of ways to categorize people, but for the purpose of this here, these are the people that we've seen over the years. Okay? You get a hard charger in this environment, and that's a person who moves with confidence. Right? They give the vibe that they got no time to waste. They know what they're doing, right? They expect to be acknowledged for the success that they've achieved. And hey, why shouldn't you, right? They've worked hard for it and they've earned it. And we both know you're fully expecting them to acknowledge your expertise. So go ahead and give them the credit for that they deserve. Help them feel, again, comfortable and reduce the tension, right? Next archetype is the retreater. Now, this is not somebody who goes to a bunch of retreats, although that tends to happen as well. But the retreater is somebody who retreats as you advance, right? The closer you get to them, the farther they move away. They're not comfortable in this space. They're uneasy of where they're at. They're on uneven ground, right? They're a little standoffish and kind of untrusting and suspicious. You got to feed that. You got to be careful. Don't make any sudden moves, right? And don't scare them off. Just be more subtle and accommodating, okay? Next person is the show me person. Now that person gives you a lot of this stuff. They're like, okay, I've been there, I've done it, I've seen it. I've been down this path. Why are you different? What makes you so special? And why should I listen to you? Right? That's the person to completely be aware of. And again, you're not going to get into a proving environment. You're going to get into a connecting environment. Right? Good stuff. Okay. Second, number 2. Right? Normalize the environment. Now, this is the key. This is more of a theme than an action, right? But it's understanding that who do you know that makes most of their life decisions in a crowded room with 100 people around or thousands? Nobody does that. You make your decisions about your life in the privacy of your own home, with your husband, with your wife, with your family, right? So when you get people in an environment when there's dozens, hundreds, or thousands of people around and you're asking them to make an important decision, that is not normal. And what happens when information comes into the brain under those environments, right? One of 2 things happen. They process it or they toss it. Information comes in and it gets processed or it gets tossed. More often it'll get tossed simply because they are busy trying to grab the surroundings and pull it into normalcy. So your job is to help them normalize the environment, make it feel comfortable, make this feel normal so that they can engage you and let down their defenses and trust and press into the process. Now they can make a great decision because they're at a better state. Make sense? All right. Good stuff. All right. Make sure you're taking notes on this, and there is the download. There's a download attached to this file. If you don't have it on the page that you're on, then it's down here in the notes. Make sure you use that. Okay, this is a great way to keep it cemented for you. All right. Number 3, mirroring is a must. Get that mirror up. Right. Who do we love more than anybody? Ourselves. Right. Unless you got a lot of inner work to do, and I get that. Right. But self-love is where it's at. We love people like us. That's why we hang out with people like us. Okay, so your job is to show them in the mirror somebody who looks like them, right? Move like them, engage them, learn to first meet them. Don't come and expect them to grab where you are. Don't expect them to come to your state. Meet them where they are. Match, pace, lead, right? Meet them where they are, set the pace, bring them up, and then move them to a more empowered state where they can feel confident. Because you want people making decisions from a confident place. That's where people make good decisions. Okay? So that's the thing you want to do. And the key point on that is don't ever keep closed body language. This doesn't say, come on over and talk to me because I'm here to listen to you. This does, right? Keep open, keep your arms and legs uncrossed. Give a very open vibe. And where's the most connecting part of the human body? Is right here, right? So keep that open, right? Next, point number 4, isolate people from distractions. Now, this is a bit of a science. And I will say I have worked years at mastering this. And I watch a lot of people move through this and do it pretty clunkily. If that's a word, I'm making it up. And even if you do it clunky like a robot, it still works. Okay, so promise you, put this into play immediately. All these things you can try right where you are. Do it in your home. Do it the next time you go in a grocery store and check out how you move with people, right? So here's the deal with isolating people from distractions, right? Using your ability to connect with people and help them feel more cemented where they are, okay? With a hard charger, keep your back to the wall. Why is that? Because they are looking for opportunity. A hard charger tends to be, okay, I'm looking for what's going on. If you can keep his focus or her focus on you because you move yourself in a position where your back's to the wall, you give them less distraction. You get them moving towards you, all right? Whereas with a retreater, you actually have to do the opposite. Because if you're in a private situation and their back is to the room where there's 100 people moving around, they may not vocalize it or do anything visible about it, but inside they're freaking out. They got people walking behind them, and it's unnerving. They don't trust the space, so they're not concentrating on you because they're worried about what's happening behind them. You are the expert. You have to be aware of that, right? And help create that environment. Move that. It's simple to do, okay? Now, with a show me person, this is different. You want to be alongside of them. Come along and be their ally. They need an ally. They need somebody they can trust, right? So don't be in front of them looking for eye-to-eye combat. Come alongside of them. Show them you're on this journey with them. And they'll get to release themselves, okay? This stuff takes work and time, but I promise you, if you start implementing it now, you'll see it right away. Results. All right, we got a couple more points to get through, and we'll wrap this thing up here. Number 5, touch, right? To touch or not to touch? Always touch. Always touch. Now, be careful, especially in this climate that we live in today. Anything can be some kind of crazy sexual harassment lawsuit, so don't go nuts, right? Number 1, first and foremost, pay attention to how people are hanging on to their possessions, right? People who are holding on to them loosely are not, though they're more likely to engage with you. They're not firmly handing on to things because they're worried about losing them, right? People who hold things loosely tend to be able to be more fluid, right? And more open and receptive, okay? If they're hanging on tight, that's not a person you want to walk up and touch without permission. You could really break a barrier and offend. We don't want to go there, okay? But you want to pay attention. They're going to show you good tells right away about what they're doing, okay? Human connection is a calming force and a connection point, right? Almost always, no, let me correct that. Always keep it to the extremities and keep it modest. Touch them on the shoulder, the elbow, the hand if they give it to you, right? Don't go in for hugs. Careful putting your arms around people. That's a no-no, guys. Be careful, okay? Now, here's the key. What if a person doesn't want to be touched? That's okay. They still want to be touched, just not by you, right? Or me. You may have some people who just don't want to be touched by somebody else. That's okay. They love touch by the people who they love, and who do they love better than themselves? Okay, so pay attention. If you're talking to somebody and they need some touch, you want them to feel calm and at ease, and you don't want to risk breaking that barrier, you touch yourself and watch them. Right? Keep this G-rated. You know what I'm talking about. Now keep your mind on the gutter. Okay? Touch your heart with an open hand. Everything's open hand, always. Open implies friendly, right? Connection and love. Touch your hand. If you're talking to somebody, right? God, I could totally feel you. Yeah, I really get that, right? It's the emotional center. They'll connect to that, right? You do that a couple of times, you'll be amazed that they might start touching their heart, right? Or when you're talking, they're explaining something and you're deep in thought. What they're saying is gripping, okay, touch your face. Okay, yeah, I get that. Yeah, God, I really see you. I see what you're talking about. Again, open hand, affection. You're displaying affection, and it is being received. I promise you. Watch other people respond that way, right? At the most, they're going to touch. They'll reach out and touch you. They'll start feeling more warmth and connection. Or they'll start touching themselves. You'll see them start touching their heart, or maybe they'll start instead of the death grip, they might move to this. You'll see them letting down their defenses. Really, really super important. Okay, because they will mirror your actions. Okay, really, guys, all of these are fantastic tips. This one, I want to hear how this works. Go try this stuff with other people. Try it with your siblings. Try it with your family. Try it at the grocery store. I want to hear how it works for you. All right, here we go. 2 more points. Point number 6 is center. Right, now this is not about ground and centered. This is about keeping them at the center of your attention. Now, your objective, in order for you to say what you need to say, do what you need to do, they have to be focused on you. Their attention has to be centered on you. In order to get them centered on you, you need to get centered on them. Okay? So this is eye contact. Nobody else matters. Somebody's over here talking to you, you are ignoring them. Or at an opportune moment, politely, hey, I'll be with you in just a moment. I'm going to finish right here. Okay, thank you. They'll help you there. And you're right back here, centered. Don't be looking past them to see who's walking by. Oh, I got to talk to that guy. I remember I was going to sell him. Oh, this one was asking me. Don't do that. Eyes front and center. Which is why I also, whenever possible, I really like to keep me focusing outward. If you're in a crowded room and your booth's against the wall, or you got something like that, don't let them facing the crowd, because they'll see so much you never know what'll set somebody's squirrel brain running. Okay, focused, eyes center here. You can create a bubble that just the two of you are in when you start doing all of this, and you get centered in their attention. Nothing matters. Nobody else matters. Just you and me. I'm here for you. I get it. Man, thank you for sharing that so much. I completely understand. I can imagine what kind of struggle that's been going through. Wow, that's fascinating. Wow, that's great. I can't believe you did that. How many times have you done that? Right? Eye contact, center, connection. All right, here we go. Last one. 1 more minute. Move them, right? Finally, last but certainly not least, you've got all of this working for you. Now move them. Right? Nothing says leadership like them being able to see it, right? The most effective way for people to see leadership is to actually see it. They need to see you leading them. And it happens subconsciously, okay? So once you've paced them, start moving them. Match them and then lead them, right? You pace them, match them, lead them. Let them experience following your lead. It helps them get put at ease. They go, okay, you're the leader, I'm the follower. I no longer have to wrestle for position because it's clear you're here to lead me. Now they can relax their brain, because right now their brain's trying to figure out, do I lead, do I follow, do I go left, do I go right, do I zig, do I zag? You're here to show them, I got it. Don't worry about it. You just follow me. So 2 different ways to do that. If you're standing, obviously, lead them someplace, even if you just move them 3 feet. Right? This is why I typically don't like to have people come to my seated position. I like to meet them standing and then move them to a seated position. That way we have moved. I have guided them to another place, right? Or you're here, move them to another spot on the floor where it's quieter. Move them to another room. If you're sitting with them across the table, filling out paperwork, whatever, give them something specific to do that requires your leadership. Have them fill out a formula. Maybe you're helping them do calculations on why this would make sense. Awesome. Say, okay, do me a favor. Take your pen. I want you to write down a square, and on one side of the paper, write X. On the other side of the paper, write Y. You're giving them instructions, right? Now they're following your lead, and they're literally seeing and feeling themselves follow your lead, right? Powerful and important. And again, this is not about manipulation, guys. I don't care what words you put in there. This is about leadership, human connection. This is how you help somebody feel really good, felt, received, and heard in a crowded environment. And I promise you, you do that, you'll make more sales. You'll make more impact. You'll help people feel good about who they are and what they're doing. You'll help them feel good about you, and life will be fantastic. right? So again, totally appreciate your time and being here. I want to hear from you. Please leave a comment in the thread below here and share with me so I know what you're doing. How is this working for you? Go try some of these and let me know if you've used some of these. Put them into play. If you've got some other tactics and strategies, I would love to hear those as well. Okay? I'm great at this, but I know you are too, or can be. So I want to hear what's been working for you. Subscribe, share this with anybody who can benefit, right? And I look forward to seeing you on the next video that comes to you.